All right, 6:02, sorry. Hi, guys.
Hi, Dan.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Ready for? Well, good evening. I'm going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for Zooming in tonight. I appreciate your time. And as I said in our last parent meeting, I'd like to do more of these Zoom meetings just to have some dialogue and in the pandemic time, as well as in the future, when we're out of this pandemic, I'd like to continue to do these meetings. So I first of all wanted to thank all of you for joining. We're going to do something different. If you've had a child in 3 of the other buildings for conferences, we're going to do virtual conferences, and we're going to talk about how to sign up and what that looks like. But we wanted to be able to go through that process and make sure you're all comfortable with it, so that we can continue to partner with our teachers and your students and make them successful. I wanted to give you an update on COVID and the matrix of getting kids into school. I want to talk about contacting staff and questions you may have. Those are the 4 items I have tonight. And I'm going to start it off. Yvonne Padilla, our administrative assistant, she's in charge of conferences, and she's done some work with the app called My Conferences. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to her to walk us through the process of what needs to happen during the virtual conferences. So Miss Yvonne.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Are we doing good? Good. I like to see the thumbs up. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing my screen to walk you through. I know that we sent this more. This morning we had some issues with it. And I just wanted to let you know that if you just click on the sign up link in the email that you received this morning, you're going to be able to go directly to the website to sign up for conferences. So let me just share my screen to show you what is going to be the process for conferences, okay? So once you click on that link where it says sign up, it's going to bring you to this screen on my conference time. As you can see here, we have put every single one of our teachers according to the department where they are teaching in here. So if you want to go in and look at a teacher under, let's put in even to go and see one of our deans. So you just click in the dean, you're going to see here the Mr. Beasley for 9th grade. That then we have Mr. Green, Miss Gillis, and Miss Fun. So you're going to be able to see here. You just click in the dean's name. You click in here, and then you're going to be able to see everything. And then you just click and sign up. And it's going to ask you these questions. So make sure the name that you put in to sign up is the name that you're going to be using when you're going to be logging into the Zoom link. Why is this? Because the teachers have one Zoom link for all the parents for conferences. So what is gonna happen is that they're gonna put you in a waiting room. And it's very important to be on time. Of that way we respect everyone, all the other families that had signed up for conferences, okay? So you're gonna go in here, you're gonna click on your student's last name. Let's say I'm gonna put my name, my last name. Then I'm gonna put the parent guardian's name. I'm gonna put my husband's name in here, okay? And then the phone number. And then you're gonna put your email address. It's very important to have an email address because the email address is the one that where they're gonna be sending you the link for this. So you re-enter the email address in here. If there is another person that might be attending that conference as well, in case if you cannot make it, please make sure you write it here, like if it is your husband or your wife or like a guardian. Just make sure you put that person's name in here as well as their email address. And if you, in the case if you need an interpreter, it's very important to, you can write it in the optional comments. You click here in sign up and automatically it's gonna send you an email confirmation with the link to the Zoom meeting, as well as the information of your time and all of that information. Yes, it's very important. And again, to write here the same name that you're gonna be putting in Zoom, because the teachers are gonna be letting in people to match the schedule where they sign up for. So it's very important that you can put in the same name that you sign up on here. Okay, so it's very self-explanatory. Just make sure for those of you that have parent view, if you don't have parent view, make sure you request a parent view account from Miss Irene. All that information was also in the email that was sent this morning. And then she'll be able to set you up an account. She'll be able to, if you have any issues, if you need to reset the account, or if you have any issues with it, she can help you with all of that. All right, so again, this is going to be by department. So if you have like a social studies, you go into the social studies, you're gonna see all the teachers' names in here, and you're gonna click in them, and you're gonna see what is going on. Okay? Do you guys have any questions for it? Please unmute yourself, because I'm managing all the people that is coming in at the same time and managing the screen. So it's hard for me to see as well as the chat. So if you can unmute yourself and ask the question, that will be great. Any questions?
Where do we go to do the thing?
You can go, I'm gonna show you, you can see here the link. The website for it is myconferencetime.com/CHHS. If you have any questions regarding that or any issues, you can always go to the high school website or to the district website. I know they put that information up today, so it's gonna be very visible right there, and just click and sign up and it's gonna take you directly to this link. As well as that information was also emailed this morning in this that was sent this morning, the newsletter that was sent this morning. Any other questions?
Is there gonna be an interpreter?
If you need an interpreter, make sure you put it in the comments when you sign up, and then we'll have an interpreter available for that. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question for you. So I guess my daughter, she has 7 teachers, and so far I made 2 appointments. Do I need to make an appointment with every other teacher, or just with the ones that she thinks she needs some attention?
With whoever teacher you want to get in. She'll be having 8 teachers.
Yeah, yes, yeah, okay, yes.
Yes, so you can make appointments with every teacher that she has, if that's what you desire.
Okay, so I mean, if I don't need to, I don't have to do with all the 8 then?
Exactly,
Okay.
that is a great question.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Is there gonna be a person that's gonna help the 12th grade to have like ask questions for college?
Yes, you can set up an appointment with Miss Gillis. She is the 12th grade dean. So to be able to do that, as you can see in the screen here, you're gonna be able to go here into where it says deans. And then you click on Janelle Gillis. She is the 12th grade dean. So you will be able to see here, as you can see right now, she has plenty of times available. So you can just choose one of their times and sign up for that.
Great question.
Any other questions?
If you have multiple children, I don't know how I'm going to fit in all of the conferences in
Yes,
just that amount of time.
as you can see here, you can register for multiple time slots. So you can click in there and then you can click here the number of students that you will be registering. In this case, how many they are.
There's two. which
Okay,
was-
let's just put, for
which was about
example, then let's just put, for example, 2 right now to show. And then you're gonna put the students, you're just gonna follow all the questions that they're asking you here. And then you're gonna click and continue, and you're just gonna follow exactly what is asking you in the screen. You just follow that, and it will facilitate to register both or to be back to back with the teachers. I would tell you that we highly, highly, highly recommend you, if you have multiple children, to do the registration as soon as possible before the other spots get full.
And if there is an issue with not making all the appointments with what you need, please let us know and contact the teacher and CC myself, and we will make sure that you are taken care of. And the staff is more than willing to work outside of the conference time if needed.
Correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If you guys have any other questions, please don't hesitate. You can contact me. You can send me an email. We're working remotely right now, but you can always send me an email. I'm on 24/7. So just please send me an email at Padilla. I'm gonna put it here in the shadow. That way you guys can send me an email right here, okay? So there is my email address, and just feel free to send me an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, I promise. Now I will turn in the computer to Mr. Robleski.
Thank you, Miss Yvonne. I just have a couple more items I'd like to discuss with you. The first one is I've had a number of parents email me and call me asking about where the district, where we're at in the hybrid model, and a number of staff or a number of parents have asked, when are we bringing students into the building? Before I've indicated that there is a matrix where we look at Anoka County as well as Columbia Heights and Hilltop with the number of COVID cases per the number capita of the number of people in the city. And if we've watched the news right now, Anoka County, the number of cases is going up. And so that's concerning. And tomorrow, our superintendent will be sending out a message as to where we will be with the hybrid model and distance learning. So that message is going to be communicated out by our superintendent. That's on where we're at with the hybrid model and the COVID cases. Does anybody, I don't have a lot of information. the COVID cases are trending up, and that does not fare well for us to bring students into the building. And we'll be waiting for the superintendent to make that announcement tomorrow. But if we've been watching, we've been seeing the cases increasing. That's very unfortunate. And it's, I wish I had different news on hoping the cases would drop. That's not the case. Does anybody have any questions on that? I'm sorry, what was that? Great question. Is we do have students, we have under the governor's executive order, the question is, are sports still able to happen? Under the governor's executive order, we can have students in the building, a small number of students in the building under the governor's executive order, which we have right now. And according to the executive order and the rules of the Minnesota State High School League, as long as we have students in the building and we are being safe, we will continue with our sports. So that's the information I have on that. I do want everybody to know that we are prepared to have students in the building, but with safety measures in place. We are very serious about keeping everybody safe, students, staff, as they come in and out of our building and coming home. We're trying to keep everybody safe. I would just make a plea for everybody. Please, whether you're at school or you're at work or wherever you're at, I'm just going to make a public service announcement. Please wear your masks, wash your hands, and keep that social distancing. If we can do that, hopefully we can curb these COVID cases. But, I want you to know I've been in a number of teachers' classes on Zoom, and I'm not going to sit here and lie. It's difficult. It's difficult for staff. It's difficult for students. But I can tell you that we're getting positive results. Kids are still learning. Teachers are still teaching. This isn't what we want, but this is what we have before us. And I can tell you from what I've witnessed, our kids are doing amazing work. Our staff's doing amazing work. And I want to thank all of you for partnering with us and making sure our kids are up and on Zoom. And I know screen time's an issue, but it's working. I can tell you in my home district where my child's attending, it's a struggle. And I'm glad at Columbia Heights we're doing what we're doing because I feel, from what I know, I'm just being honest, I feel my kids at Columbia Heights are getting, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. I think the kids at Columbia Heights are getting a better education than my daughter's getting at my own school. I'm sorry I had to say it. And I didn't have to say it, but I'm just telling you, from watching from home, my child, and being in classrooms in my building with my teachers and my kids, our kids are getting a really quality education with what's been delivered. So that's what I can tell you. Does anybody have any questions on that? And number one, safety first. So the next item I have on the agenda is please contact our staff. One of our goals this year, before we knew we were going into distance learning, we did this back in June, was parent engagement and parent communication. So our staff is very open to communication. We ask that all of you that are on the Zoom tonight and those that will be watching this on tape or the recording, and those that you have coffee or you have communication with, please let them know. Talk to our teachers. Let them know anything that you need or your child needs. We're here to help. So please communicate with our staff. And my last item I have is questions from you. I want to be respectful of your time. This is what we had on our agenda. I do have two things. School picture status. We're working on that. The question is, what are we doing for school pictures? That's still in progress. We're working on that. I do need to let you know, because you're all here tonight, next week we will be sending out a message that for second quarter, material pickups for students to continue on with their learning will be on November 6th. We will be having, I'll communicate out the times when we'll be having kids come up to the building. Also on November 6th, the Chromebooks for the ninth graders, that they were supposed to get at the beginning of the year, are delivered, and we will be distributing those out as well on November 6th. And that's a Friday. So those are two up and coming dates that are happening, as well as conferences. So I'm going to kind of open it up for questions. Please let me know if you have any questions. Unmute yourself as you ask a question.
What was the thing for November 6th again?
Yes, November 6th.
What was the thing though?
I'm sorry, material pickup. And then the ninth graders will be getting, we're exchanging 5 or 6 year old computers for the new ones that they were originally supposed to get at the beginning of the school year, but they were backlogged because, of the pandemic. Thank you for that. When will the seniors receive their SAT scores? I don't have the exact date, but it's going to be a while. I put it like this, I wouldn't hold my breath. That wouldn't be good. I believe that AP test, I don't know, Carrie. I will get that information out on the email for next week.
Can we still get insurance on the new Chromebooks for the ninth graders?
That is a very good question. Thank you for that. I will let you know on that as well. Depending on what after school activity, that's the question is what other after school activities are going to be offered in the winter? I will get that question. Can you? Excuse me, hang on a second. The question on is where are we at with the hybrid model? We're at distance learning right now, and the superintendent will make a announcement tomorrow on where we're going when it comes to distance learning. Anything else?
Is there any ACT test scheduled for juniors?
Yes, that's going to be happening. I can't remember the date. That's in April. I can't remember the date. The SAT for the juniors.
You don't have to remember the date now.
Pardon me?
You don't have to remember the date now, actually, since I'm just wondering when you remember the months.
April.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Well, I can tell you, I want to thank you all for your time. I'm hoping to continue to do more of these. There's someone who has a question. Go ahead, Ms. Khan. Khan? Go ahead. Okay. You can email us as well. I'm going to continue to have these parent meetings. It's great to hear your questions because the questions that you have and all of you are here, I thank you. There's many more people out there that will watch the recording and will have other questions as well. And we will get answers to your questions ASAP. I do want you to know where we're kind of at. Two things we've been working on is I know for seniors, it's a big thing right now for me and the senior class. We do now have 8 different plans for graduation, detailed plans out. So we are working on plans for graduation. We are also working on possible prom plans. We are also looking to do a homecoming tied to prom. And this is all based on COVID cases. But I want everybody to know we're planning for this stuff. We're not waiting until it arises. We're making plans. SAT plans, we're making plans for. Prom, we're making plans for. So I want you to know we're not sitting back. Registration, we're making plans for. All these things we are planning and we're making, it's not just a plan, it's multiple plans. So please bear with us and we're happy to do it and spend the time to do it because the better we're prepared, the better it is for your child. So we're excited. We do have a plan. I want to reiterate, if we ever do get to bring kids in the building, we have a plan for that as well. And safety first, by the way. So we do have a plan. Practice sessions for ACT, SAT. We have Khan Academy. There is a program for practicing for SAT. That's on Khan Academy, and we'll get that out as well. We'll make sure that's out on Google Classrooms.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So if I want to like talk to every teacher, do I have to do it in the app that the other person said?
Yeah, in my conference, you need to make sure, say you want to talk to your English teacher, go under English and look for your teacher and click on and sign up there. Math, under the math department, look for your teacher there. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Perfect. And then if you need an interpreter, please let us know. We have interpreters available as well.
May I have an interpreter for Spanish?
Yep, we have you down.
Thank you.
You got it? Can you put it in the comment in my conference that you need an interpreter? I believe there's a comment bar, correct? Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
There's some kids that are really not doing well at all with distance learning. Are you guys coming up with plans to assist those if they don't have an IEP or a low-level IEP, so you can get them back into school sooner, since they are struggling at distance learning and really not getting anywhere right now?
Yeah, if you could please contact your child's dean, and we're getting that list together. Right now, the COVID numbers are dictating what we can do, but we need those numbers, or we need your name of your child so that we can serve your child and move forward with that list. I can tell everybody that this week, as an administrative team, we've pulled grades at this point for our students, and we're filtering through those to see where we're at. If your child is struggling, like mine is, please contact the school, contact your student's dean. I believe the deans are on the website of what grade your child's dean is. So Mr. Beasley is the 9th grade dean. Mr. Green is the 10th grade dean. Miss Quinn Pham is the 11th grade dean. And Miss Gillis is the 12th grade dean. And trust me, I hear you about the struggles. We didn't sign up for distance learning. The teachers didn't, and nor did our students. So we're trying, trust me. Thank you for that. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I don't want you to think we're just sitting here going, okay. So please email, if you want to email me, that would be great. So I can contact the dean as well.
Hello, can you hear me? I have a question.
Thank you.
Too. Oh.
Yes, you're welcome.
Hi, can you hear me? I have a question.
Go ahead.
Suggestion.
Yes.
So it would be better targeted to distribute the materials instead of being all the students at the same time, and a lot of no room in the school outside or whatever. Is there a possibility that they can offer like mail the supplies even if I have to pay for them, and they just can mail it to me? I mean, just a suggestion or a question about that.
Absolutely. We'll look into that. If that's a concern of yours, please email your dean. We do have alternative plans in place for situations like that. So we're hoping, here's what I want you to hear. We have plans for situations that people are needing, like you're talking about. We just don't have the staffing to deliver all the supplies out to the 1,025 kids that we have. So if we get the kids that can come in and the families that can come in and get the supplies, that's great. If you can't, we have alternatives to that. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. Please let us know.
Sure, thank you.
You can schedule conferences with the deans on the 29th. There's a label for the deans. And if you click on the deans, it goes down that list. That would be a great time if you have concerns about your child and getting them into school. I'm not making any promises of, yeah, we're going to get them in. We have a list. So please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. If your child's struggling and failing grades, please let the deans know. If you're having problems with material pickup on November 6th, please let the dean know on the 29th or email us. So I'm not, just so you get this, I'm not making any promises of getting kids in the building. I need a list so we can work on that list and work with the COVID numbers. Does that make sense? Awesome, thank you. I need to tell you guys, I'm a little frustrated in the fact you're hitting me with questions and I don't have answers for, and I want to apologize. I hate not having answers to your questions. So my apologies. That's why I got to have everybody on, because some of these questions could be answered. Anything else? All right, well, I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Thank you. Please mask up, wash your hands, love your child, keep your social distancing. Please give your kids hugs for us. We miss them. Don't forget to keep it real. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Olbeski.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wibleski.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great
Thank
job.
you.
Thanks.
Good
Thank
night.
you very much.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Get ready for the thunder and lightning.